Recording. All right, welcome to Reiki Call for November. I'm excited to have you all here joining us for Reiki. And I know Angela and Elaine, I'm wondering if PA, if you could share your name.
Pam.
Pam. Okay. Is this your first time on Reiki Call?
It is.
All right, great. Are you already a Reiki practitioner or new to Reiki?
I'm learning. I'm in like the second phase, so Reiki 2 course right now. So
okay, super. Yeah. Great. Well, this is open to everyone. So I'm going to begin with an opening prayer. Let's take a moment to place our hands in Gasho. Gasho is two hands coming together with the thumbs pointed into our heart chakra. Focus on the space between your palms and let all other thoughts be brushed aside. I'm going to begin with an opening prayer. Father, Mother, God, Sweet Holy Spirit, bless this time of giving and receiving Reiki, sending it out to be a blessing to everyone that watches this video, and bring that blessing back to ourselves for physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional healing. And in this time of Thanksgiving and gratitude, we also send out great gratitude and blessings for the gift of Reiki and for each Reiki practitioner in the world that is adding to the world's love and light and peace and a reduction of suffering. Bless this time together and each person that we touch. Thank you, God. Amen. Okay. All right. Well, I always think it's fun to start off with sharing what have you been doing with Reiki. So anybody want to share?
Well, I'll start. I was kind of telling you I'm still learning. So I haven't really done much at all yet, except to practice on myself. But I've been doing that for almost a month now, and it's been somewhat remarkable. I really can sense the changes in my body, certainly immediately, but also over time, sort of this cumulative effect. So
wonderful. Yeah. What are you noticing?
Definitely a reduction in anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a long history of IBS, and I've noticed it's really helping with some of that. So,
oh, wonderful. Yeah, self-Reiki is such a gift.
It's been amazing.
All right, good for you. Who's your teacher?
Her name is Lisa. I met her through a group online, so she's out of state, but she's been great.
Okay, super. All right. And how did you hear about Reiki Call?
I actually have attended the Unity Circle before.
Okay.
So I was on the email list.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Anybody else want to share? Well, while you're thinking about it, I'll share what I've been doing. I've been teaching Holy Fire Karuna in St. Louis the last 3 days, and I just got back this afternoon. Had an amazing group of 6 women, and they all came together so wonderfully, and everybody made new friends, and now they're going to have a Reiki circle in St. Louis together. So that was a lot of fun, spending time with them. And then I was just at my mom's senior center, and I was sending Reiki all around to her room, and I send it to the staff and, just the whole space, because there's a lot of people there that are near the end of life that are, I don't know, kind of having a hard time and struggling. So, and then I was giving Reiki to my mom while we were having our Thanksgiving dinner and celebration. She had a little surgery on her arm to remove a hematoma. So I sat there and gave Reiki to her, and the energy smoothed out. So that was rewarding. So I want it to heal quickly and for her to not be in pain. Anybody else want to share?
Well, I would say that this relatively new adventure, sending Reiki to myself, as you know, has been very challenging to me. And I saw it, you had posted it, and I just said, okay, it's time. And it's been very interesting, and it's been a blessing. And I, have enjoyed it. And I think that it's just as important to be comfortable giving it to us as anybody else. So I'm learning that. I'm beginning to, Spirit's beginning to help me understand that. And there are different things. I've been trying to, my singing bowl I got at the last class I had with you, I've been trying to use that before my Reiki sessions to kind of raise the vibration. And I got the idea of putting all my essential oils around my Reiki grid to raise the vibration, as essential oils have vibration. As you're going to teach, it's a different class, okay. But anyway, it's just been a very interesting experience, very active, and I think Spirit's really trying to work with me. So I'm very grateful for that, Karen.
Yay, that sounds awesome. Okay. All right. Well, Elaine, you want to share anything? You don't have to, but I don't want to.
Well, I had kind of an interesting experience. It's been a while since I've attended your monthly calls, but I was spiritually guided to, I was working with a healer, and she had really swollen knees and was in an immense amount of pain. And I was spiritually guided to do Reiki on her, and she is a Reiki master. And she teaches Reiki, and I'm just Reiki too. But I went ahead and did the Reiki on her, and then she says, well, you shouldn't do Reiki on me because I should only get Reiki from Reiki masters. And I said, well, I was just doing what I was spiritually guided to do. And so she talked to the spirit, and apparently I have a past life where I was a Reiki master. So Spirit accepted that, that I was able to do Reiki on her. And she since was guided to an acupuncturist because she can't have surgery on her knees. She can't tolerate surgeries, and she really needs her knee replaced. But it was very swollen, very painful, and she started working with an acupuncturist, and it really is helping her lose her weight and help her with her knees in addition to doing the Reiki. So I thought that was kind of an interesting experience.
Yes. Well, I would say that that's a Reiki myth, that you can't receive Reiki from someone that doesn't have the same level as you. It's all Reiki, and many people are gifted healers no matter what their level is.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it helped her, and she told me I could heal her anytime. So it did work, even though I don't have my master's, but she did benefit from it.
Well, of course. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move into our time of Reiki. I'm just setting my timer here. And activate all the symbols that you know. We're going to intend to send Reiki to each other and to anyone else that watches this later. And then afterwards, we'll have a discussion. People are continuously sending me in questions and things, so I've got some questions to talk about with you all. And if you want to play meditation music in the background, you can just mute yourself. I can't play meditation music for these things because the sound quality would be poor. All right, so let's begin our Reiki. Ignore that, please. All right, gently bring that to a close. And intend to disconnect. I suggest we all do Kinyoku, the dry bathing method, where you brush, 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 and stick your arm out, palm up, and brush down, and brush, and brush. All right, that was wonderful. How are you all feeling? Of course, everybody's muted. Awesome, okay. Yeah,
Yes, yes, it was very nice.
okay. Yeah, that felt great. All right, well, I'd like to cover some questions. Somebody wrote me and was talking about trying to keep his chakras balanced and saying that he's developed a sensitivity to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals. And, you know, do other people have the same sensitivities? And is there a solution or a defense? I can't be around them more than 20 minutes without having it affect confusion, inability to focus, irritability, and subsequent depression, and closes off the heart and solar plexus. You know, the things that I know of about that can help, grounding frequently can help. You know, shielding yourself with Reiki and tending to shield it using the Reiki power symbol, you know, in front of you and behind you, all around you. There are different kinds of necklaces and amulets that you can purchase that block electromagnetic frequencies. I am currently sitting on the amethyst mini mat. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Well, all right, it has a cover on it that it's filled with tourmaline and amethyst. It's an FDA approved medical device for pain and stress reduction, and it's certified to block electromagnetic frequencies. So I sit on that while I'm working at my computer. So that's the only device I know of that's certified to block the waves. And comes in a chair size. It also comes in a massage size. Share the name in the chat. Okay, sure. I'm actually a distributor for it, and it is the Biomat and Mini Mat. All right, so if you're interested in that, you can actually look at it on my website at www.karenharrison.net and look at biomats. So that's one of the main things that I'm aware of. I've tried some of the necklaces and things that say they block EMFs, and I haven't noticed any difference in my energy. I have one of them right here. I don't remember where I got it, but it looks like that. So I wore it for a while. I didn't really notice any difference. So now it just sits here in front of my computer. But, you know, that's another thing you can try, because you can't really carry the mini mat around with you everywhere you go. You know, it's great to use by the computer. Any of you have any resources for that?
This is Elaine.
Yeah. Okay, and do you have a resource?
Well, I read this in a book that was written by a healer, and when he does healing on people, he's told them to like cross their arms in front of their chest will block the energy flowing. And I was just wondering if something like that, because you don't always know when you're going to encounter Bluetooth or Wi-Fi because it's like everywhere. And I was wondering if that would work to block the EMF.
Well, I would think that your intention would work as well as the actual doing that. You probably can't walk around with your arms crossed. You mean kind of like this over your chest?
I think just like cross your arms across your chest. Like if he's doing an energy treatment and it gets like too intense, he always tells his patients that they can cross their arms over their chest and that will stop the energy flowing.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah, generally if that doesn't hardly ever happen when I'm giving Reiki, but occasionally, maybe a couple of times it's happened. And then I just move out into the energy field instead of doing hands-on, and that takes care of it.
But I'm just wondering if, if this person encounters the waves, if he could try crossing his arms to just see if that would block.
Okay, all right. Good idea, thank you.
Karen, how about, you're speaking about grounding. How about if he wore some grounding stones, like the hematite or something? I mean, it could possibly help him.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just asking you, I don't know.
Yeah, could be. There's also something called earthing.com that is supposed to help with that, so you can check that out too. Again, I tried it. I didn't really notice any changes. Some people really think it's awesome, and I don't know, I didn't notice much. Okay, another person wrote me and asked about giving Reiki to people before she goes to bed, and said that she often will fall asleep while sending distant Reiki, and she'll wake up holding her proxy, which is like a stuffed animal or whatever she's using to send Reiki, and wondering, do I keep sending Reiki? Is it a problem if I don't end the session right? If I don't end and seal? And then when that happens, my dreams get to a crazy level of vividness. So I think it's pretty normal to fall asleep when sending distance Reiki. I often will send it while I'm asleep. For a lot of years, I had my mom needed Reiki, my dad needed Reiki, and my son needed Reiki. So I would activate my Reiki symbols, and I had my little Reiki doll in bed, and I would just hold it and fall asleep and send Reiki to them. And then when I would wake up, sometimes it was still going, and sometimes I could feel it had turned off. So then I would activate it again, and I keep sending it. Is it a problem if you don't end and seal? No, that's not a problem. It's probably a good idea, when you feel like you're done with a session, to intend to disconnect your energy from their energy. But that's all. I send Reiki all the time. When I'm sleeping, or I'll send it in the morning when I wake up, and lay there and send distance Reiki. I'll give myself Reiki. I'll put my hands on myself and say, as I give Reiki to myself, I give Reiki to, and then maybe I'll name a few people. And sometimes I fall back asleep. So as long as I don't have to be anywhere, that's just fine. Okay. What about you all? Anybody else fall asleep when sending distance Reiki?
Well, yeah, I've done it quite a bit. And if I'm not feeling well, I will take my doll with me to bed and I will give it to myself. And as you say, sometimes when I wake up, I kind of feel like it's still going and fine, I'll continue. And if I need to turn it back on, I will. But quite often by then I feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's intention. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you're in bed, it's easy to fall asleep when you're doing a lot of things. I mean, just we're tired. That's what we're in bed for. But
Uh,
I think if that's the only time we got, or that's the best time, then we just do it then.
yes. Okay. And well, and then the next thing that people have been bringing up is Reiki for the holidays. And I suggest that you activate your Reiki and send it ahead to your family gatherings, intending that they're going to go smoothly and easily, and everyone is going to get along. And anybody that you have a challenge with, send Reiki into that relationship. Now, you might be wondering, how do I do that? Well, with Reiki, everything is intention. So activate all the symbols you know. I like to draw them in the hand, pat them in 3 times, say the name of the symbol. Or I'll just hold my hands up and visualize the symbols in my hands. Then I intend to send Reiki into the relationship for the highest good of all concerned, intending that it be harmonious and fun and peaceful. So I just did that. Our family got together for kind of an early holiday time, and we all had a good time, spending time together. And I feel the Reiki always helps me to be calmer and more centered, and to really be able to listen to my loved ones. And if somebody says something that I feel a little pinch, then I pause and I send Reiki before responding. Well, that's ideally. Okay. Yeah. Well, luckily, no major challenges came up this time, and I was able, the Reiki just took care of it. But that would be the goal, that we're able to stay open-hearted and loving, but also have our boundaries, so we can say yes when we want to say yes and no when we want to say no, and still honor and respect each other. So I suggest you start. You've got a few days. Send Reiki into those holiday gatherings, and certainly into any travel that you have coming up, for that to be smooth and safe. And if there's loved ones that you can't connect with physically, you can send them Reiki, to have that energetic connection. And gosh, these days with WhatsApp, I can easily talk to my daughter in Italy. I was just talking with her today, and it feels as though she's right there with me, because it's so clear. And connecting on things like Zoom and FaceTime. So have any of you all started sending Reiki for your holidays?
I have not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good time to get it going.
Yeah, really.
Particularly if there's any kind of challenges that you have around the holidays. Well, we have just a couple minutes left. I guess I should have asked first. I forgot. Do any of you have any questions you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, briefly, I would just like to know, I use a Reiki doll to even send it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
How do you were saying that you just put your hands on yourself. Do you think one way is better than the other, or do you have any feelings on that?
Sure. Yes. I use the Reiki doll to give Reiki to myself, to give Reiki to my eyes, because when I'm laying in bed, it's not very comfortable to hold my hands over my eyes very long. Or if I want to Reiki my shoulders, it's a lot easier to use the doll. Certainly if I want to Reiki my back, I'm going to use the doll. Or if I want to Reiki my feet, I'm going to use the doll. If I'm just going to give Reiki to my, chest or my stomach, then I'll usually just put my hands directly on. So it depends where on my body I'm wanting to send the Reiki. Each works equally well.
It's easier to get to, I think, with the doll. Like you say,
Yeah.
the back and your sciatica nerve and things like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me try it. I was sitting on my hands. Okay, well, that's not all that comfortable. Okay. Anybody else have a question?
This is kind of a beginner question, I guess, but when you're visualizing the symbols, I mean, I've heard like several different ways when you're doing Reiki to do the symbols, like either drawing them in the air or drawing them on your hand or just visualizing them. Does it really matter how you do it?
No. Intention is what is the most important.
Okay.
Intending to connect with the symbol. If you are good at visualizing, then visualize. If you're not good at visualizing, it is important to practice that. I had to practice actually for years to develop any skill with visualizing because I really was poor at it. What you can do is draw the symbol on a big sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. Draw the symbol and then tape it to the wall. Take your chair and sit and gaze at the symbol taped to the wall. Keep your eyes open for a while, then close your eyes and see if you can see it.
Okay.
Continue practicing that because there's times where you can't be drawing the symbols, like
right.
You're at work and you're in a meeting and,
right. People are going to be looking at you funny.
Or you're on the plane or your kid's soccer game. So visualizing the symbols and intending to place them around the room, or learning how to send Reiki with your eyes. We learn how to do that in Reiki level 2. So that is very helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, I will be sending out the recording, and people that are on my Reiki call list will get the recording. I'll also be loading it to my YouTube channel, which you can find at Karen Harrison Reiki. If you're not on my Reiki call list, you can just email me at karen@karenharrison.net, and I will get you added to that. Also, when I send out the announcement for Reiki call, there's a link there that you can click on to get it added. So thanks for joining me this time, and I look forward to connecting with you all next month. Reiki.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tell your friends. All
Definitely
right.
will. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
All right. Bye.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.